So you don't want the good guy award, that's what you're saying?
Ryan's not missing.
I mean, I really thought after last year I was going to get the good guy award. Then you guys decided to give it to somebody probably a little less deserving. So I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just going to be myself, and hopefully get the award, hopefully not.
That's good stuff. We like that.
You've played in a few of these games. The people back home, how do you explain what the intensity is like?
I mean, I think they have to come to one of the games, or just like an Alabama game in general, to kind of understand like how big it means. Obviously people at home kind of have the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry, which is a huge game in itself. But back in Ohio and Michigan, you have NFL teams and pro sports. Down here, you don't really have that, so this is all the people have, and it means a lot to a lot of people in the state. It means a lot to us, and it's just a huge game for us. I know every person on this team knows the significance of this game and how much it means to everybody.
What's your most interesting interaction maybe with a fan or even a family member about this rivalry game?
I wish you would have sent me like a memo last week if I thought about it. I don't really know. I mean, I've had people come to the Iron Bowl and they were just taken back by just the amount of fans and the pride that each team shows. So I can't really think of one circumstance or one thing, but yeah, it's just a huge game.
What do you remember about Jordan Hare, the atmosphere and everything now?
It was huge. It was loud. I mean, obviously, any SEC game on the way it was loud, but just unlike anything you've ever seen. It's kind of it's up there with LSU, and no matter the record between both teams that play in the Iron Bowl, it's always going to be a huge game for both teams. So it's one we're expecting. I'm sure we'll use a lot of crowd noise because I know it's going to be loud, and any SEC stadium is rocking on the way game, so we're ready for it.
If anything creative come from the crowd, any creative heckles you hear from
I don't know. Have you heard anything?
I'm not getting heckled yet. Most of the time.
I don't know. I don't remember a whole lot. I've only been there once, and it was kind of a blur after the very end of it. So.
Can you kind of speak about that? I mean, obviously, when the crowd starts getting on the field, were you still there, or what do you remember about that last?
I mean, I just kind of walked off the field, and that's all I want to talk about. It wasn't a great feeling, but a lot of guys were on this team then that were there, so you definitely don't forget something like that.
Does that give a little extra motivation this time?
I mean, it does, but at the same time, it's not gonna fuel how we play. We're gonna have to go and execute. They're a really good team. They put players in year in and year out with a lot of talent, and they got a new defense coordinator. So we're gonna prepare for that starting this week.
What's the challenge in stopping a guy like Carl Lawson?
Honestly, don't know who that is. So I don't play defense. I play offense.
He's a defensive player.
defensive end.
Okay. I don't know. I guess we'll find out today. I don't know. But, I mean, we play against a lot of good players in the SEC, so got to come week in, week out.
What do you remember about Florida's defense? Because obviously Muschamp was there last year, about how they tried to defend you guys.
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of different stunts on defense, line up in different fronts, and, do a lot of movement, try to create negative plays. That's how defense kind of gets off the field, trying to get you in second and long, third and long. So I know that's going to be a huge point for us, is just trying to get it, to move the chains, first, second down. That way we're not putting bad situations on third down.
Have y'all used, there's so many wild endings, so many crazy upsets, things that have happened in college football this season. Do y'all use that as kind of a cautionary tale, or do you need that to kind of keep focus throughout, to not let stuff happen to you?
I mean, big things happen in college football every week. So we just kind of, honestly, I don't think a lot of guys even pay attention to a lot of games outside of our games. It's just, you're so focused in the season on what we do, how we can be better, and be more prepared. So, I can't really specify. I don't watch a lot of college football outside of what we do. So, just kind of focus on what we do, and you only get these opportunities once, so you got to make them count.
As a team, you guys have had fewer penalties the last couple of weeks. Is that kind of an indication of more attention to detail?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were on a wrong track for a while. We were kind of increasing penalties week in, week out, and Coach Saban came into the offensive room one day and was like, this is a big problem. You can see, he kept adding up all the yards that we keep losing just based on, shooting ourselves in the foot, penalties of like offsides, wrong formations, and it's stuff that we do in practice. So it's been one of the biggest points is just trying to clean up practice, because the things you do in practice can carry over to the game. So a lot of guys who did have penalties aren't getting them anymore. I think we did least penalties against LSU in last week. So I hope that's a trend that we just keep going on.
How much would you attribute that to, just early on, just so many new guys in the offense?
Yeah, I mean it is. Coming into it, we had 9 new starters on offense, so we knew it was going to be a work in progress. But carelessness and all that kind of stuff, that's kind of starting practice, and it starts with leaders too, making sure that everybody's practicing the right way and having the right tempo and executing right in practice so it carries over in the game.
The last time y'all were there, it seemed like there were some miscues early, maybe some drop passes, especially in a rivalry game like this. How important do you think it is to start off the right way and get a good start?
I mean, it's huge to start off, especially in an away game. That's kind of the way you can silence crowd is and execute. If you put drives together, play in and play out, then it works to your advantage. But like you saw a couple weeks ago at Mississippi State, we had multiple 3-and-outs, and that's when the crowd kind of starts going. But our defense, luckily, is held us in that game. So, for us on offense, we know it's a huge point of emphasis for us to keep moving the ball, keep our defense off the field, and that's kind of how you silence crowds.
How's the protection been lately the last few games?
I think it's been pretty good. We'll watch last week's, but for the most part, we're going to keep Coker clean. That's the goal. And I think at the beginning of the year we had more sacks and stuff like that. But it's just it's all tied in together. Running backs, quarterback, and the offensive line alone. Also, wide receivers getting open faster. So anytime we can keep Coker clean, I think it showed last week. The strength of his arm and how the receivers run the routes.
Mississippi State might have been an exception, but you guys have been very good starting on the road this year. That is a top of mind thing? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think I know a lot of guys know going into away games that obviously by executing you can silence crowds, take the noise factor out of it. So a lot of guys, when you look at all the games that we've played on the road, we really started fast, and that's the biggest key for us is to keep going fast and just keep pressing them. And hope this weekend's something like that.
Last question, guys.
Jake Coker kind of grew up around watching this game and everything. Kind of grew up watching this game.
What'd you say?
Jake Coker kind of grew up watching this game. So have you gotten any sense talking to him how big a deal, even if it was before the season, how big a deal playing this game?
I guess you'd have to ask him. I don't really know. I know a lot of guys from the South or in this state who grew up in this state. It means a lot to him. Means a lot to everybody. But we just have to ask him if he comes up.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.